Yes, the NFL draft is tomorrow night, and there will be no shortage of headlines to come out of that. But I have to admit that one of the most exciting headlines I have seen for quite some time concerning the Kansas City Chiefs is happened right here on Arrowhead Pride in an article titled Patrick Mahomes is ready to get back to the deep ball in 2025, subtitled Speaking to Local Reporters via Zoom. The three-time Super Bowl champion shed some light on his mindset for next season from Arrowhead Pride by Peter Sweeney. We get the following, a couple extended quotes from this article. On Wednesday, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes spoke to local media members for the first time since the club's Super Bowl loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. As he has done since the pandemic, Mahomes is currently hosting teammates in his home state of Texas, and early signs suggest the vibes are trending in the right direction. Mahomes said the practice regimen includes therapy in the morning, meetings virtually with coaches, and then applying the concepts they learned on the football field. Everything looks great right now, said Mahomes, getting the guys back healthy as far as Rashi and having Hollywood fully healthy and Xavier in year 2. I think the offense has a chance to be really, really good. It's just about keeping building. A little further in the article, that receiving room in general, they're all good friends and want each other to have success. Success, said Mahomes. I think it can be one of the better receiver rooms in this league with the guys that we have in it. That's a tall order. Mahomes said he wants to improve his pocket progression rather than rely on assumptions about coverage. The Super Bowl against the Eagles made for an awful night, but in garbage time, Mahomes found ways to air it out to Worthy specifically. The then rookie finished the game with a game-high 157 yards. If you look at the only real positive from the Super Bowl, it was the second half. Me just kind of getting back to, we've got to throw the deep ball. We have to push the envelope, and you saw Xavier making some big plays down the field. So trying to take the positives away from that and from the rest of the season as well. We've got the guys. It's just about me trusting them, making the throws downfield, and letting them make plays. The quarterback wants to carry that energy into the 2025 season and a regular season to follow. I think if we can get back to hitting some of those deep throws we've preached about this last offseason, it opens up the rest of the offense. That helps the run game, the medium pass game, everything. So we want to get back to that. Defenses are starting to creep up a little bit more and forcing us to get back to the deep throws. We have to be versatile enough to do both, hit the deep shots and hit the underneath stuff. That's when we'll be at our best. One thing that I think will make that a more realistic possibility is the ability to convert first downs. How does being able to convert a first down help you hit the deep ball and not the other way around? Well, here's the thing. You have to have the freedom to know I can just wing this sucker, and if it doesn't get caught, well, it's 2nd and 10, and we've got the guys to get those first downs anyway. We can convert the first down in 2 downs rather than 3. So having a robust, short passing game, 5 to 8 yard passing game, being good in that area means that you can afford to take a whole lot more deep shots. Well, that means you have to have tight ends. And the Chiefs do have Travis Kelce still. They do have Noah Gray still. And Jared Wiley will be coming back from injury. I think this is a very strong tight end room. Baylor Cup, I'm just going to put it out there. Watch for him in year 2. But we're talking about the deep ball in particular. And I know I have done this 3, 4, 5 times on the channel talked about this one aspect of the game here, and that is just the 40-yard dashes. This is Xavier Worthy, obviously, 4.21 40-yard dash, 1.49 10-yard split. Hollywood Brown, still a Kansas City Chief, with a 4.27 40-yard dash. And then we have Tyquan Thornton, 6'2" 3/8 inches. He's 6'2" and a half. Still runs a 4.28 40-yard dash with a 1.51 10-yard split. So these are the horses that you're going to be relying on. Now, there's no guarantee that Tyquan Thornton makes the team. What I can guarantee you is that he's going to get the opportunity. If the Chiefs can field a guy who's 6'2" and a half and runs a 4.28 40-yard dash, they're going to take that opportunity. I think that Mahomes' wish to really crank up the deep ball spells doom probably for a couple of the other Kansas City Chief fan base hopefuls and favorites along the way, Nico Remigio chief among them, because I don't think he has that deep speed. I don't know if he has the deep capabilities in the NFL, but I do think that he can be a really good underneath wide receiver. So wanting to keep the speed at the wide receiver position becomes something that's problematic for other aspects of the passing game, but it doesn't have to get to be problematic for the other parts of the passing game because you have those tight ends as well. Now, for the last 2 seasons, we have seen the Chiefs in conservation mode, trying to keep the winning going. You've been to 3 consecutive Super Bowls. You get to the first one, you win it, all of a sudden that monkey is off your back, right? Then you kind of bit and pieced the next season together, and you got there anyway. And at that point, the onus is upon you to try to keep that winning going. And the way you do that is by minimizing risk. That's what we saw from the Patriots for so long, minimizing risk. If you want to minimize risk, you don't take all the deep shots. If you want to minimize risk, you don't put the ball in the air for that extended amount of time, but you also try to shorten the game. Shortening the game means you're working on completions. You want more completions than incompletions. Incompletions make the game last longer, opens up the field for mistakes to be made. You are trying in conservation mode to allow fewer opportunities. It's a perfectly decent way to win football games. It's just kind of freaking boring, and I think that's where Patrick Mahomes started to get the season before last season, wanting to really tear the Band-Aid off and get back to this high-flying offense, but they couldn't do it. Now, here's the real question. The real question is, you had Tyreek Hill, who is a first-round Hall of Famer in the bumbling idiot category. We are seeing this again with the things that he chooses to do in his social life, but he also might be a Hall of Fame wide receiver. He's got the inside track to that. You had Travis Kelce, a first ballot Hall of Famer, and you had Patrick Mahomes, who was on course to be one of, if not the greatest of all time at the most important position in all of sports. So you had all of that, and you got 1 Super Bowl out of it. Then 1 Super Bowl and 2 appearances. Then you trade away Tyreek Hill, and you start playing the anchor down, bunker down, hunker down, and check down. All of a sudden, you win 2 Super Bowls and you go to 3. So maybe the risk minimization really is the best way to do things. That high-flying offense really was fun on Sundays, and it got you to the AFC Championship games, but it was less predictable. And so, again, part of this is the fact that the Chiefs' defense came around because they invested so much into the defensive side of the ball. So it's a tricky balancing act. It's very rare to see a high-flying offense paired with a shutdown defense. Can the Chiefs pull that off? And asking that question really only can lead you to one conclusion, and I think it's this. This season is starting to feel like a revenge tour. I said that last year, I know, because everybody was hot dogging on the Chiefs because they won Super Bowls in less than convincing fashion, in boring fashion, and everybody said, oh, the referees are on their side, etc., etc., etc. That surprisingly didn't seem to bother Patrick Mahomes as much as the insinuation that he can't throw the deep ball anymore. So we might be getting full scorched earth Mahomes this coming season. And if they can prove that they've solved the offensive line, which it's a big gamble, right? You traded away Joe Thuney. You signed a guy at left tackle that maybe doesn't have all the most experience in the world, shown some promise, but nothing concrete really, not certainly for the long haul. But if they can prove that that offensive line is nailed down, maybe it takes another pick or two. I can't guarantee you they take an offensive lineman in the first round. I basically guarantee you that somewhere within those selections, there is an offensive lineman. They've got a lot of guys on that offensive line, maybe not studs, but that are definitely NFL guys. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can. Look, they don't go back to that 2018 season. Look at that offensive line. It wasn't the greatest in the world, but it was just good enough to let Patrick Mahomes throw the ball. That's all he needs. That's all Patrick Mahomes needs. Just let him get his set. Let him get set and see if anybody's open. That's all he needs. And if that is the type of line that the Kansas City Chiefs are this year employing, it could get absolutely wild this season. And again, draft is tomorrow. We will have a lot of questions answered then. But this article, these quotes are really pretty exciting as a Chiefs fan. That is all I have for this video. If you like or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting a like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other Kansas City Chiefs fans. If you find yourself here by chance but not design, the Chiefs are the only thing I talk about on this channel, dropping multiple videos every single week. And as always, I hope to have you back for the next one.